Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're starting with this odd black package. Now my van broke the other day and this is something from Bongo spares, so this starts off with a bit of an unboxing video. But before I show you what's actually in this box, I thought I'd do a dramatic reenactment to show you what happened. So here we go folks, this is what happened to my van. I've got 10 minutes and I've got to pick up my daughter from school, so you know, it's alright, everything's good, everything's breezy. Until suddenly, this happened. So at this point I'm suspecting that the back box has actually fallen off, but I don't know for sure, so I've just got to find somewhere to park. So 6 minutes to go and I find that the back box has indeed fallen off, but the problem is it is incredibly hot, so I've got to come up with some kind of plan to get it off the van and get it away. So yeah, have a bit of a think, have a bit of a kick over the thing, and I decide I know what I'll do. I'll use my underpants as some kind of underpant glove to get... No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all, folks. No, what I did is I remembered that I'd been cleaning out the van and there's a little orange rag which I'd left in the van. So this was a stroke of luck, and I used this little orange rag to push the back box off the rubber mounts because it's only held on by these two rubber mounts at the back. So I kind of kick it and I push it, and eventually I do free it off and it does come out from the van. I drag its metal carcass and I leave it on the side of the road because it's so hot I can't even put it in the van, otherwise it'll melt my floor. So I come back later and pick that up because I'm not a litter bug. So I get on my merry way to pick up my daughter. It's now time to actually repair the back box and we can get back to that unboxing video. But as you know, it is a back box inside this box. A nice shiny new one. Oh, something extra there, that's for another video. And yeah, a lovely new back box there from Bongo Spares. You can get these from anywhere, but this is a pretty good price from there. You get 2 gaskets for the exhausts. So as you can hear, the van sounds quite throaty there, doesn't it, without that back box. I've got to raise the van up a little bit to get underneath to get better access, so I've decided to use my camping levelling ramps. I don't have any, you know, proper metal ramps, so this will have to do for now. Of course, if you're using something like this, you've got to be really careful. Make sure the handbrake is completely on. And I use the little metal chocks on the front wheels. This is a bit of footage from a previous time. And there it is. That's what it looks like. That's all that's left of the back box. Just sat there, just a bit of pipe. There's the old one. See, I did retrieve it from the side of the road. And I spray it liberally on the rusty bolts with a penetrating fluid. I used WD-40 in the end. And eventually those things came off. It took me ages. It's a really horrible job. It really doesn't... that's the worst part, is getting them bolts out. There's only 2 bolts to loosen. And eventually you'll be able to take the 2 bolts out, and my thing was actually welded together practically. So I got in there with a screwdriver and that didn't work. So I returned with a claw hammer and I jammed that in there and that did the trick pretty nicely. So all I've got to do is just remove that old tailpipe. So let's get that shiny new exhaust. I think I'll peel off this sticker as well. By God, this is a bit much, isn't it? Well, that's a mood killer right there, my sweaty face. So yeah, you just got to feed the new exhaust back in. It's pretty simple, to be honest. It didn't really take long to do this part. On the back of the exhaust there's these 2 mounting lugs which you put onto the rubber mounting brackets there. Pretty easy to do. This supports the weight of the back box, so it's easy then just to connect it up to the exhaust pipe. I only came with these 2 washers. I had to go with this round one. I didn't know what the hell else to use. I'm not really an expert here, so I have no idea, but that's what I used. I use the incorrect bolts as well next because my last ones were rusted through, so I do replace these with much bigger bolts and it does hold it a lot better. But yeah, it's now time to try it out, see if it's worked. and that is actually sounding pretty good. So I thought I'd go out for a little test drive and make sure everything's working. So one thing I did realise in this whole experience was I've got to keep myself a pair of kind of like leather gardening gloves in the van. That way I'll be prepared for things like the wheels if I need to change a wheel, or again any kind of exhaust parts falling off. So that's my top tip, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.